Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 29th Annual Kickoff Breakfast. Some of you know me, and the ones that don't, my name is John Lapin, and this is my 29th Kickoff Breakfast. I hope I get points for this year, even though I won't be there. I want to start with a little story. And I started working downtown in 1973 at City Center 1 building. I stayed until 1979, and I moved on, and I moved up to Cleveland. We had the opportunity to move back in 1994. And at that time, when I left in 79, the Ohio One Company only had 3 buildings. In 94, they were up to 10 buildings. So I kind of did my homework, kind of knew what I was getting into, but I missed one phase of my due diligence. And I soon came to know what that was in the winter of 94-95, when the city of Youngstown had a ice sculpture event. And I brought my 5th grade son, Jared, to this event. And about 20 minutes in, he looked at me and said, "Dad, this place is depressing. It's a dump." And I thought, oh my God, what have I done? I moved my family back here. Now what am I going to do? Well, lo and behold, about 2 years later, Lynn Cochran from YSU started the Downtown Revitalization Committee and had subcommittees. And one of them happened to be the Visual Improvements Committee. So I jumped at that opportunity. And 29 years ago, we had our first planting day. And Jared volunteered with me. So for the first 5 or 6 years, Jared actually came to all the planting days, and he helped. My job was always to get the plant material, sort it out, and send it out to the different areas. And by the 3rd year, Jared had it mastered and just said, "Get out of my way, you're touching that stuff too many times. I'll handle this." And he took the bull by the horns and did it. Well, Jared graduated from high school in '02 and moved on to the University of Michigan. Go Blue, sorry Buckeye fans. Jared graduated with a degree in engineering and took a job in Seattle, Washington at the Puget Sound Naval Shipyard. And he definitely always wanted to become a consultant. So he pursued in Chicago, and he came to work for a company called Booz & Company. And then went over to Strategy and ultimately ended up at Bain & Company, where he became a partner, and he was a supply chain expert. And now that I reflect it, I think we trained him how to be a supply chain expert, passing those plants out in those early years of Streetscape. Never really thought of that until now. Over the years, Jared always made contributions and donated for CityScape. And he knew it was important to me, and he knew he was a part of it originally. So a couple years ago, Jared called me and said, "Hey, it's your 70th birthday, and I want to come down and volunteer for Streetscape." Tell you how bored my life is. That's how we're going to celebrate my 70th birthday, is planting flowers. But anywho, I was honored that he came. So that first year, that year, he and Sharon, their assignment was to come in and put all the plant material in all the big new black pots throughout downtown. And they came about, did their work, and knew what they had to do, and finished up. So I told Jared, well, you now are starting a tradition. You're going to have to come back next year. So he came back last summer, or last plant day. And he did it himself without Sharon. So he did it himself, passed out all the plant material and what have you. Unfortunately, some of you people know, some don't. Unfortunately, Jared passed away the next day. He had pulmonary embolisms in both lungs, and we had no indication, he had no indication, and it was just sudden. Well, over the last 10 months, Natalie and I really came to appreciate how many lives Jared touched. He was a mentor at work. He had true friends for years and years. Excuse me, I'll get through this. But what we wanted to do, we wanted to keep Jared's memory alive. We're starting a scholarship fund for him at the high school, Poland High School, which will start next year. But today we wanted to make a donation to CityScape in Jared's memory. So what we'd like to do is donate this to CityScape in Jared's memory. So whatever you need to do to buy equipment, there you go, Sharon.
So first of all, I have to say that, as you said, Jared touched many lives. I think the important thing about Jared being with us through Streetscape was what Jared's parents cared about, Jared cared about. And so on planting day, it was downtown with you, John.
Right.
And personally, he and I had a lot of fun joking with each other because he really was an expert at logistics. And he had a system that we worked and delivered the plant materials together. And so the loss of Jared certainly was a shock to many of us. As often happens when we lose a special person, lives on in some of the good things that have happened. Our sincere thanks for this gift, but more than that, for sharing your son with us, because he was a special person, and special because he got it about community, about family, and about leaving something better than you found it. So thank you from the bottom of our heart.
Thank you.
Good?
Good.